Hey everyone, it's Lindsay here with Rich Jenkins from Coach Jig Heads. And today we're going to highlight some of Rich's product in preparation for our spring kickoff event and AnglersCast that we have coming up February 26th and 27th. So all lures are going to be 20% off for that sale. So that does, of course, include Coach Jig Heads. But in addition, we're really highlighting with AnglersCast some of the new products that have come on the market this past year that we are really excited about. And one of those products is the new stingers that Rich came out with. Super excited to have these in the store, brand new to the market this year. So we've talked about them before, Rich, but tell everyone a little bit about them.
Well, just decided to come out with a new product. This is really a variation of the old Sting Silver. It's a more streamlined, maybe a little more attractive presentation. I used these last summer when the fish were starting to school up. I'd cast into them at fast retrieve. The 3/4 and the one are the ones that I cast the most. And they were very successful with rockfish, bluefish, and Spanish mackerel.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have 7 different colors and 5 sizes. The 3/4 and the ones are the ones for a horizontal presentation, casting into either breaking fish or fish up in the water column. They all have a single hook. This single hook is a lot easier on the fish. When you release them, it's a lot easier on the angler who's trying to release it. It's a mustad. It's a small hook. It's got a deer hair tied onto it.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Nice quality hair on those.
Yeah, it's really nice looking. I think people have forgotten with the old bucktails that we used to use.
It's like an old school technique, but it works.
Yep.
And that really good quality bucktail makes a difference. Even this bigger one, Rich, like I would throw that now for some of like the wintertime catch and release striped bass in deeper water during the summer. These are just fire for those Spanish mackerel, bluefish, rockfish.
The 1.5 ounce, the 2 and the 3 are really vertical jigging.
Yeah.
This past summer when the fish were hanging tight to the bottom in the mud, this would be a good lure to get down and maybe bang them on the head and try and get a response.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing now from what I've heard.
That's what I hear too. A friend of mine used these for sea bass out in the ocean. He used them twice. He outfished his partners that used bait 2 different times. So I'm not sure if that means he's a better fisherman or is a good product.
Yeah.
But they were very successful with sea bass.
I used these for black sea bass in the bay, Rich.
Okay. Great.
And you know what's funny? And you're going to talk about these next, I know. A lot of times they were biting on this teaser was what we were actually catching the fish on rather than the jig.
One of the reasons I use a smaller hook is I don't know if you've ever jigged metal much, but when you jig it, especially if it's a pretty hard snap, the hook will come up and snag on the line, and you got to come back up and start all over again. So the smaller hook, I don't think you're going to have as much problem. I won't say it won't happen, but it won't be as much of a problem as that. Another thing I really like about these is I think it's a great bait for the less experienced jigger, someone who wants to experience to catch a fish on light tackle rather than trolling or
as a less experienced jigger, I can confirm that you are correct. I 100% jig better with these metal baits than I do with plastics, for sure. Yes.
Yeah, and I think for kids especially, you can rig up one of these, have it on. Kids out there bored, you're not catching any fish. If you happen to run across some suspended fish or something, you can cast. If he catches one fish, you've made his day.
And white perch.
Exactly.
Especially those like fall, wintertime, big white perch in deeper water.
I think these 3/4 on the are going to be.
Yeah, talk about taking the kids out and having a good time. That's going to work really well.
So the second part of it is we added a teaser. I went out last year a couple times at the end when the Spanish were still here. And I didn't use the bigger baits. I used this bait. Yeah, it was a 3/4. And the reason with Spanish, you've got to really rip it through the water pretty quickly. So the 3/4 was the most efficient. Then what I did was I added a teaser hook about 12 to 14 inches above it, and then have the line so you attach this right onto your braid. You could put a barrel swivel on here if you want. It may help a little bit, but the problem is with bluefish, they could also eat your whole rig. But this was really effective last year. We were catching Spanish. Sean and I went out a couple times, and we caught double Spanish several times.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun on light tackle.
And just zoom in here and look at these colors. I mean, just the paint jobs on these,
really
Rich, are amazing.
Yeah, I've got a guy that's painting them for me. I
Yeah.
wish I could take credit for it, but he does a super job.
I mean, there's a lot of awesome metals on the market, but these are the first that I have seen that have that color scheme. It's awesome.
We've got 7 or 8 different color combinations for the bucktails also, so it's a good product. You know, along with their jig, we still make our regular jig heads, and you know, they have them here at Anglers also, so please stop by and get some of those.
We have a lot of your pre-rigged baits
Yep.
too, cobia lures, all kinds of great stuff that Rich does for us. Again, all 20% off during our sales event, February 26th and 27th. But definitely these stingers, hot new product from this past year. Very excited to be carrying them. Make sure you come out and stock up, guys. Thanks so much for coming in today, Rich.
Thank you very much.